touching the metal that was somehow going all the way back to the transformer. And I'm
Mm.
I'm doing my thing, and all of a sudden I hear beep, beep, and then I start seeing smoke, and I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get fired. So I run outside. I'm sick right now talking about it.
Yeah, like you're not gonna forget these things, but those are the
Yeah.
things that teach you like to be better. It's a lesson learned, right? So
hmm
a lot of that's happened to me. I've been shocked so many times too.
She was like, just try a trade. She's just like, it's not always the college route. It's not always, the generic thing, but just try look through trade. So I looked through electrician, HVAC, and plumbing.
Hola, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Reliable Trades podcast. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and you like this video. And if you're listening to this on the audio over on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or any other platform, please leave a review. That's all free and it helps support the show and helps it get out to more people. And of course, I'm your host, Adrian Garcia. I am an HVAC technician, licensed contractor here in Texas, and I've been doing this about 18 years. And we just have a lot of good conversations with good people in different trades now, whether it's HVAC, plumbing, electrical. I've had some others in like auto mechanics, anything like that. You bring them on, have a good conversation, and hopefully get more trade awareness out there. So I appreciate everybody who's watched or listened, all the support and making this podcast successful and what it is now. I also want to thank the sponsors of the show, like Jobber, which is a CRM that we use to run our business, which is invoicing, quoting, scheduling jobs, maintenance contracts. It makes it so easy, and all our technicians on our team usually pick it up relatively quickly. I just have to show them what it is, and they are able to get out there and start, invoicing everything that needs to be done. I can also update prices, client list, everything remotely, and they have it there on their phone, tablet, or laptop. It's been great running our business with Jobber now. And if you guys want a free trial and discount, make sure to check the link down below, getjobber.com/reliable HVACR. I also want to thank VETO Pro Pack, the best quality bags that money can buy, literally. Spring promotion is the best time of year by far. So check out VETO Pro Pack at your supply house or go to vetopropack.com to learn more. And the podcast is also brought to you by LOKAL. LOKAL HQ is a marketing that is geared towards the trades, and they can help you with your HVAC digital marketing so that you can dominate your local service areas with proven strategies that get your business more leads. They can help you rank higher on Google and all that you would need for your business. So reach out to LOKAL at localhq.com/reliable and mention me or the Reliable Trades podcast and get 2 months of SEO for free. All right, we got the HVAC Disciple in the house. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up?
How are you?
Good, 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 good. I'm
Did you
honored. I'm
uh
excited to be on the podcast.
did you work this weekend? Or are you off?
No, I was off. I took on call last week, so
Oh, okay.
we had a big call, and then it got rescheduled, so they got a little lucky there. But yeah,
For this weekend? Or
yeah, this weekend, I had a late call, and I couldn't repair it because I didn't have the equipment for it. So we were gonna do it
mm.
Saturday, and then the person called and rescheduled. So maybe this week they'll do it, but hopefully.
Was that like a part you needed or a whole system?
It was a oh my gosh, it was a huge leak. I don't
Mm.
so we're small, so I don't have a brazing set and stuff like that yet, and a vacuum and all that stuff. So I was able to find the leak. It was huge. It was like right next to the compressor. One of the wires rubbed off and just arced off and blew a
Yeah.
hole. So I just told them, yeah, we'll be out tomorrow, and it was all scheduled and ready to go. But I guess the guy had something come up, so he had to reschedule, and I was just like, all right.
Yeah, like I feel the same way because like and I get it because even our guys, like not everybody has that. Like I usually go out to do
Yeah,
a lot of the bigger stuff because I have all the equipment, right? And
yeah.
I'm real stubborn that my van has to have everything. So it's packed
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I'm the
Uh,
mobile. big job technician,
Yeah.
and I like it that way. We're a small family company, like I don't mind.
Same.
But the other guys, like we have new guys like that just came in, right? I just need them to have their basic tools and the gauges,
Yep.
find the
Yep.
problem, and then we'll schedule it. That's how we do it now.
Exactly.
Because before,
Yep.
like even that, uh, are you guys like a small company too? Like, how many techs?
It's me, my best friend, and his dad. That's it.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a cool way to
So,
get into it too.
mhm,
Because what I was gonna say is like we're small, so
mhm,
you know, before we would run the calls, run after hours, weekends all
mhm.
the time. Like you have to build
Oh,
it up,
yeah.
right? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always tell people like, yeah, that there's like that little there's that struggle period because like we had our own business, so like we had to
Mhm,
do these things. And then after a while, after you figure it out, because me and my dad don't know how to run a business, we just did it. And
mhm.
after a while, you can pick and choose. I always schedule now. I'm like, I can't, I don't want to be there till 10 o'clock at night anymore. I don't want to be there every
Yeah,
weekend. Let's get you on the
yeah.
schedule, right? Let's get you when we can do this. I'll come back early in the morning, first call, like if it's a big repair, whatever. I got you first
Mhm.
thing in the morning and we'll take care of it then. So we always reschedule. I had a hell of a couple of weeks recently, actually, too, because I had an AC unit that just
Cool.
one thing after another was driving me nuts. And I kept
Oh,
telling the
man, yeah.
customer, I was like, you need
Uh,
this. Oh, okay. Now you need this. And then like the whole
oh,
blower
oh,
wheel fell apart and the
oh
shaft
my
was
gosh.
ruined and everything. Right. And I didn't see it the first
Oh,
time because
no, yeah.
I got rained out. And I went back and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't see this because like I was in a hurry to get off the roof because we had a
Yeah, yeah.
tornado and flood watch that day.
Oh,
So I
okay,
was like, let me
okay.
get off the damn roof, right? And
Yeah,
just one of those calls, man. And I was like, like I want to help you out. I even went on a Saturday morning one time just to go like make a list of the parts that I needed. I was like, let me go do that first. That way, Monday morning, I know exactly what I'm gonna do, and we'll get you going, right? So, been there, been there,
yeah,
done that, and yeah, you don't want to do that your entire like. What I was gonna tell you is take advantage when you're young because you don't want to do that
yeah.
later on, right? When you have a family, kids, that's
Yeah,
my important thing right now is I want to be home for
100%.
dinner with the kids.
Yeah.
The weekends, whatever they want to do, I can do it. And the benefit
Mhm.
of me, being my own boss, I can go to all their events and stuff like that. So that's always the end goal. For me, it's not money. It's as long as we're comfortable, I'm cool. As long as I can provide
Mhm.
for them, I'm cool.
Yep.
My end goal was always my time with my family.
I don't have any kids or anything like that now, but that's definitely important to me. I mean, my girlfriend and my parents and
Yeah,
stuff like that, like I want to be around. And of course, it's a little easier right now because I live at home, but like especially if I'm out on my own, like, you
yeah.
know, doing service call to service call and then, come home at, 10 o'clock at night, like it's tough.
how
It's tough, but
how how old are you? But also give me like a little intro, like what you do, uh,
um,
and who you are. Little intro.
okay. Yeah, I go by HVAC Disciple on social
Hmm.
media, but my name's Andrew. I
Oh,
right now do
my
residential
son is
AC.
Andrew.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no, I'm Andrew too, yeah. So I do residential AC, but I actually started off as an apprentice for a refrigeration company.
yeah. That's what I thought I had
And
seen. So you
yeah.
that was a different company then, right?
Yeah, I've actually been at 2 different companies.
Okay.
It's been a wild ride. It's not as like it's been wild for sure. But yeah, I've been at 2 different companies before I'm the one I'm at right now. And yeah, we're doing residential AC and we're trying to get a lot into commercial. My boss really likes commercial. So we're collecting as many accounts there as we can. But it's real small and it's just us 3 and we just dog out service, installs, maintenance. We just do it all.
I remember I remember those days. How old are you?
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm 19 years old.
Oh, okay. Oh man, that's no, just real quick because it's like a trending thing right now, right? 19-year-old HVAC technician, day in the life, whatever. That just
Yeah.
reminded me of that. um,
Yeah, yeah, that's me.
but what was I gonna say? Like, I remember those days because I started when I
Yeah.
was, like, 20 because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I
Mhm.
did the whole school thing, your parents want me to go to school and
Mhm.
figure out something, right? You go to school, you go to
Mhm.
college, and you're trying to find a major. I thought mechanical engineer was for me because I always liked, taking things apart and working on stuff and
Mhm.
always thinking about how things work. I didn't really start any of the classes. I was still doing my basics when my dad started his company, right? So then
Okay.
kind of helped him out doing the
Yeah.
computer stuff because he is
Yeah.
the best technician in his field and he did so much
Uh-huh.
locally, right? Awards and
Yep.
running a company that's a competitor now, but
Mhm.
like he did so much on the technician side and he needed help actually business cards, logos, advertising,
Mhm.
uh,
Yep.
the look of the like the uniforms and the vans and everything, right? So I
Yeah.
helped him that way, and I really liked it, and that kind of like full circle now that I do content creation because like I always liked doing that kind of stuff, like designing and
Yeah.
the photos and editing and all that. So full circle for me now, but that's how I helped him out. And then like I didn't know a lick of anything. I was going out there like changing out parts without knowing like what this stuff was, right? And
Mhm.
he works in the food service, so it's like more stoves and
Yeah.
fryers and things like that. So I was like,
That's tough.
I don't really like this, right? You're covered in grease
Yeah.
every day, but
Yeah, I didn't
you
like it
know,
either.
yeah, I was like, it's with my dad, right? Like, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And my parents suggested HVAC because they go hand in hand, right? You're in the restaurant, why not work on the
Mhm.
HVAC? So that is
Yep.
what I loved, right? I went into the trade school. Did you go to trade school?
I did.
Was that a good
I
experience? Like,
did.
did you learn quite
Yeah.
a bit?
So a lot of people say I've heard so many things. People say, "Oh, trade school is a scam." I personally, I love trade school because one,
There
it gave
is
me the easiest
there is
opportunity.
one around here that I think everybody
Um,
considers a scam because it is like
oh, really?
just weeks or less than 6 months, and I
Ooh,
feel like it's too quick. I think yours, you said it was like nine
okay.
months or something.
Yeah, it was 9 months, but we had our teachers like they were very knowledgeable. Like I think one of our teachers actually owned a business for
That's the
HVAC.
same thing I had. Yeah, we had two that
Yeah.
owned a business and two that actually worked for the school, like in their mechanical and chillers and all that stuff. So like we got experience. That was how we started our class, actually. Like we would talk about their jobs and their
Hmm.
calls, and then we would get into the class, like the textbook.
Oh,
I thought
that's
that was
cool.
cool.
That's no, I thought it ended up working out great. I mean, so I actually before I graduated high school, I think it was like 3 months before I graduated high school, they have you write down what you want to do after high school, so then they could say it at your ceremony. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. I had no idea. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna an accountant. You know what I mean? Like money, whatever. So I'm just gonna write down accountant. And I'm sitting on the couch with my mom, 1 month out of graduation. She's like, that's not really what you're gonna want to do. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I
That's
think,
the default. That's the default thing because
yeah,
my friends, like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do either, but I was like, I
yeah,
need to do something where I can, like I said, I had interest back then, right? I was way too into
um,
sports too because I was like dead set that I was gonna
yeah.
be some basketball player anywhere, but I tore my ACL, so that went out the window.
Oh
So
man, yeah.
so I had the idea of still doing something engineering wise, right? But the default for a lot of people is a business major of some sort, right? Like accountant,
Mhm.
um, whatever, like to run a business, which is
Yeah,
in hindsight, it is kind of good, but like, do you want to devote and get all that
yeah,
debt for that kind of degree
exactly.
and then not have a
And
job
that's.
potentially?
And that was our conversation, just like that. She's like, I'm not sitting here looking at you. I'm like, oh, he wants to be an accountant. So she's like, just try a trade. She's just like, it's not always the college route. It's not always, the generic thing, but just try look through trade. So I looked through electrician, HVAC, and plumbing. And I was like, all right, HVAC has a little bit of everything. I was like, I'm just gonna pursue HVAC. I have no at all mechanical background at all whatsoever. I was
Okay.
raised with a single mom, so there was no one really teaching me how to, work with my hands or anything like that. So, when I got into school and I started learning, I'm like, this is not for me. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't think I'm gonna make it through the course.
It's
Da, 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 da.
overwhelming. Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't even know way the screw went in. Like I didn't like I had to learn righty loosey and or you know what I mean. So my
I
buddy,
learned that because my dad made me do stuff around the house, right? So like,
uh-huh.
right, I'm there
Yeah,
like, and I as a teenager, like doing yard work or whatever it was that they had us do, like I'm there
yeah.
righty tighty, like trying to figure it out
Yeah,
like
righty
every
tighty,
single
lefty
time,
loosey. Yeah.
right? I'm trying to figure it out every time. So by the time I
Uh-huh.
got to work with my dad, and it was his brother at the time, uh,
Hmm.
that was always our critique of me. My uncle was the one that I rode along with a lot. So he's like, he doesn't know how
Hmm.
to work the tools that well, but he's learning, or he was
Yeah.
slow today to put the screws back or this and that. And I was like, damn it, I need to get on that, you know?
Yeah, no, it definitely was tough. And my best friend, who is now my best friend, he was next to me in my class, and I want to say like halfway through the first month, it was 9 months. So like halfway through that first month, we started talking, and he actually just got into the field with his dad, but it
Mm,
was hard for the dad to sit down every call and explain things. So he's just like, I'll put you through school, and so
yeah.
you'll be able to learn, and then you just come work with me after school. So I would be able to pick his brain about like the field, like how are those addicts? Like, is it really as bad as they say? Like everything like that. And he kind of, as long as with my family support and stuff like that, they kind of kept me in school, and they're like, Andrew, just finish it. They're like, even if you don't use it, just finish the
Yeah.
course, just so you can say you finished it. And I'm like, okay. And then I want to say 2 months into the course, I got that apprenticeship with that refrigeration company. And then from there, I loved it. I was obsessed with tools now, and then obsessed with VETO, and obsessed with all this. And I just became obsessed truly, because I'm like, you know what? Like, I think this is for me. And even though I lack so much mechanical knowledge just by itself, I just became obsessed. Videos every day, watching your videos, watching quality HVAC, watching
Hmm.
TikToks, everything, just becoming obsessed with what I'm doing. And I think that's what's helped me grab so much knowledge so fast. Also learning every single day as I go, but definitely like been able to kind of skip through those like hard phases of like just like getting the mechanical knowledge out of the way. But now I'm able to troubleshoot and do refrigeration repairs and stuff like that.
I also want to thank DiversiTech. They simplify your work. They have everything a contractor needs to complete a job. That goes from equipment mounting, condensate, management, tools, maintenance chemicals, electrical components, indoor air quality, and much more. They have different branches under the same umbrella. More than likely, you're already using some of their products or tools. So go check out diversitech.com, and it's your one-stop shop for everything HVAC. I've gotten a lot of compliments on these line set penetration covers. They're basically, when you get an install done, you have the line set coming out the house or whatever a wall you came out of. You normally have to put like foam spray or cover it up somehow. AIREX has these covers that just look professional, and I like the form factor. I've seen others and they're a little bit too bulky. This one, it just gives you what you need. They have two different models. If you need a slimmer one, they have that too. And what I really like is they finally have now one for existing line sets. Now it's two pieces, and you kind of just put them together over the line set and then mount it and drill it in. And it's a good selling point to make an existing install look better. I've gotten so many compliments, like I said. So make sure you go over to airexmfg.com and check them out. Like I said, I went through a trade school without any mechanical background either, right? Like I said, my dad was an electrician when I grew up. He was in
Okay.
some other stuff. I remember him working graveyard shifts, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
he didn't ever like push us to, like, he wanted us to do yard work, obviously, right? Chores and
Hmm.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he never wanted us to go to work with him or fix anything, do anything
Mhm.
difficult. I never used power tools. I never did anything. So it like the trades, and it's good that your mom like actually kind of guided you there, because not a
Yep.
lot of parents do that. They go to college and pick a
Hmm.
major and figure it out, right? Get something, I don't know, bit like we talked about earlier, like a business degree or
Yeah.
anything else. I even have a right now I have a cousin who's coming to work with us and he's doing
Mhm.
extremely well and he
That's
came
awesome.
from nursing,
Oh,
right?
really?
They kind of
Um,
messed up something and he wasn't enjoying it and he got new
hmm.
bosses, new management, new
Oh,
everything and
yeah.
it just like he was
Yeah.
very comfortable and until that happened and he tried to stick it out and he
Hmm.
couldn't. So like and I want to have someone else that's a single mom actually that's doing or did nursing and is now loving HVAC. So like this is like
Hmm.
a good trade for a lot of people because
Oh my
even
gosh,
my
yes.
cousin even my cousin came in and like man he picked it up so quick and he says it's a little rough, right? I mean it's like you said like it's intensive
Hmm.
on you
Oh, oh
if you've
yeah.
never done it anything like this before. Like it's overwhelming is what I was saying
100%.
earlier. So like he's enjoying it but it is overwhelming. He came in right before summer and I think you're in Florida, so like you
Yeah.
get the
Hot.
same kind of weather we do in Texas. Like it got
Yeah.
hot. It gets hot before summer even starts. Like it was already
Yep.
picking up. We are getting super busy, which is why we hired him. And
Hmm.
but the trades are for like, anybody. Like anybody can make a career, make a good choice by picking any trade. I mean, I'm more into HVAC. I love refrigeration actually, and that's
Hmm.
what I love to do. But um, yeah, like I don't know. Like my parents too were kind of like, you should give it a shot, this and that, because I can't sit still. I can't be at a desk. I even hate doing the business part, that I have to do here running a business. But like,
Hmm.
um, you said you went with or you were in the same class as your best friend then? Did you
Yeah.
guys
So,
did you guys just end up there or did you kind of talk beforehand?
so actually, so like I just came in. I didn't know anybody. I just came in on the first day of school, and
Oh, okay.
we all had like our assigned seats or whatever. So it was a super coincidence. And at the time in my head, I'm like, man, this is perfect. Maybe they'll hire me on. But at
Mhm.
that time, they're small, they're growing. It was like their first year in business,
It
as
sounds
well as
like
him.
exactly what happened to me because it was me and my
Yeah.
dad, right? He started and he
Uh,
got me on, and then when they suggested that, and this was in the first year, I think, like I ended up going to school, so I had to go to school and then go to
mhm.
work, and it was just us two. And you said it's him and his dad as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, him and his dad, and they did great. I mean, his dad was in the sales part of the industry for 30 years. So, and he's always had mechanical knowledge. So when he finally got his contractor's license, he just said he learned as he went and he just troubleshooted and did all that. And now he's a phenomenal technician. And his son, I mean, we went to school at the same time, but he is so far beyond just like starting where he started. And I think it's just because that consistency and, I think his dad never held him back from like, I've worked at
Mhm.
companies where it's like, oh, hold my hammer, do this, do that. Like that doesn't really help you learn,
No.
like so, and so now I learned so much from him and the dad. And then,
Is
also they
this
kind of when I got
is this guy on social media? Because I it sounds like
no,
okay.
I told him, I told him he should try to get on, but
Because
it's
there's
just not his
another
thing. I don't think
guy,
so.
but I don't remember
Hmm.
where he's from. It looks like he's from either Florida or that area, but
Hmm.
I think he said he started like in his like early, not early teens, but like 15, 16, because his dad did it. And like
Hmm.
the kids out there knocking out like all these crazy installs and calls and stuff. So
Oh,
I like it
really?
sounded familiar. So I was like, I don't know if the same
Oh, no.
guy.
Yeah, no, he's in some of my videos.
Oh,
It
okay.
just when we do like the big repairs and stuff. But no, he will. I don't know. I don't think he'd do it. Even though I told him, I was like, man, you'd be good. But
Yeah, because he
so
got like a head start, like you said, like he got to be around it,
yeah,
and that's always a benefit. Because some of these kids,
yeah,
I mean, including yourself too, like you're only like
hmm,
2 years in, right?
yeah, 2 years.
Like you're on your second year. Like I struggled for several years until I finally like figured it out. And if you
Hmm.
can get a good head start or like a good start in general, and you pick it up quickly,
Hmm.
and you mentioned earlier about being dedicated, that's always like the common factor I see with any
Hmm.
of the young guys I have on, like or anybody that does well. if they put in the work after work, right? It's easier
Hmm.
now. You got YouTube, you got all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I love I love Craig, Ty Brenneman, Brian Orr, like all those school
Hmm.
environment videos that are just on YouTube, right?
Yeah, those things are so
Teaching
helpful.
teaching in the class, but like you can watch it at home. Those are
Yeah.
amazing. So like there's no excuse. You got to put in the work, but
Oh my
there's
gosh,
no
yes.
excuse now.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, there's so much to learn with this trade. I mean, every single day. I mean, we're always constantly learning all together as well as individually.
But that's why you picked
So
it.
yeah, yep. And
Cuz
and
you
they
said you looked
said,
at several
it's
trades.
funny. Yeah, and it's the funniest thing. You look on Google, benefit pros and cons of HVAC, and it definitely says it comes with headaches, comes with hard days, but you're always constantly learning. You never 100% got it. There's always going to be that one call or that
Yeah.
one day that just throws you for a loop, and you're just like, you start to question, HVAC, I don't know.
No, and then like I know I say that it's easier now, but it's easier to get your foot in the door now. Like you can learn quite a bit
Hmm.
online and looking up even manuals because I couldn't find manuals like that when I started, right? I had to call and I had
Hmm.
to look for physical manuals sometimes. I had to do all this
Yeah.
other stuff. So like it's a
Hmm.
lot different. I've been in it almost 20 years now. So it's a big difference. Technology, it was so much
Hmm.
different. We didn't have, iPhones like that and
AI.
stuff. AI was
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing now because it's in everything. But
Oh my gosh, it's
you
insane.
know, it's so much harder, but uh the thing is like back then you could also get away with a little bit because it was always a beer can cold. It was like just add some
Mm.
refrigerant, just do this, get it by. And
Yeah.
now in my area, we're the last one because we're like a low income area, like and that
Hmm.
we do well here, but like it's cheap to live here. Like it's just
Yeah,
cheaper. So we're always
that's
the
what I've
last
heard.
to we're always the last to get everything, but now
Mhm.
everything's electronic. Everything has these transducers, these, different components
Gotcha,
to a
yeah,
to something that was just like 4 or 5 components in the past. Now it's like you got to look at so many other things
yeah,
now, right?
a
So
bunch of things just to break.
yeah, and like back in the day, like a valve gave out or something mechanical gave out, you could just
Yeah,
replace it with something that you got on the
uh-huh,
van. But now, if that board doesn't tell this valve or that transducer what to do, and you got to
mhm,
change out the board or change out something like connected to it, you got to know what you're doing. So you don't. As soon as I got comfortable, something else would come out. Then I would get comfortable again, and then something else would come out. There's always something new, but
mhm.
it's satisfying when you learn more
Oh
and
my
you
gosh,
fix more,
yes,
right? You're able to do this
mhm.
stuff.
It's
That's
a
that's what
great
I
feeling.
that's what I love.
Yeah, I forgot, I don't even remember. Oh, we were getting a, air handler, up to code because I guess we replaced the condenser, and I the owner had someone come in without a license and put it in. So when we were going to permit, all that came up and they got in trouble, and now we had to make sure now the air handler is our responsibility and we have to get it up to code. So going there and getting it up to code and like all the hack job stuff and just fixing it to where it's supposed to be, like it was a good feeling leaving, like man, like that felt great,
Oh
like it's
yeah.
this is how it's supposed to be, and I fixed it, and now it's gonna go, and work better and everything like that.
See, the one thing about posting online is like I've been just better about overseeing everything. Like try to because I'm posting it for people to watch. So I want to make
Oh my
sure that
gosh, yeah,
like I'm not
I'm
I'm
learning
not like
that.
I'm not the perfect tech, so I'm gonna miss things, but like it's
Yep.
just made me better, more conscious about
Oh yeah,
things. When I thought I was
100%.
like the best, right? I
Mhm.
posted online and I'm like, oh shit, like it's not as good as these other
Oh my
guys, right?
gosh.
So
Yeah.
that's the cool thing about social media leveling up and kind of seeing what other people are doing. Are you
Mhm.
familiar with Kraus?
With what?
Cooling with Kraus?
Oh, yes, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
I know him. Yeah,
He's over
I
there
know
in
him.
Florida too, and he just posted something
Yeah.
about some company he was competing with. But
Mhm.
he showed the system. Like there is companies out there that get away with this kind of stuff that whether it's
Was it this? I don't know if it was it when he came to the same call with another
yeah.
tech, or was that is that okay? It
Yep.
was that. Yeah, I think I just seen that. It was like he was a
And I
scammer or something
love
like that.
and I
Oh
love
man.
his attitude because he just like didn't even care. He just showed up. Hey, what are you doing
Yeah.
here?
Yep. Yep.
um,
Yep. I seen that. That was funny.
so he showed the system, right? Like that company more than likely
Mhm.
was working on it or whatever. Like you see that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
whether it's another company and you're like, wow. Cause he's told me about some big companies out there that he goes behind. And it's like, you know, and that's my whole thing is I don't want to get
I've
too
seen some
big.
crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to get too big of a company where I can't quality control. Cause the names he was giving me, I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, like those guys should be doing perfect installs and they're just not.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of hacks from big companies, whatever, small companies, or just the maintenance guy, the person they hire just because they're cheaper, right?
The maintenance
We
guy's the
do,
best.
we deal with it all the time too because it's funny when we do our and we have customers like national food chains tell us, "Can you do it on the weekend? We don't want to pay for the permit and I don't know what else." I'm like, "I'm not doing that. Like I'm the license holder.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get in
Yeah.
trouble, right?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
when we do our installs, because we don't do a lot, we do them every now and then. We do change outs more, right? Just whatever we
Mhm.
can change it out for. And when our inspectors come in, they always tell us that it's the nicest install they've ever seen. And I don't do installs. That's not my thing. So it
Yeah.
makes me feel good at in
Yeah.
one side of it is like I feel good, but then the other side is like what do you normally see? Because I'm like, this is like basic
Oh
stuff that
my
I'm doing.
gosh. Yeah, it's rough sometimes. I mean, I'll go do a change hour install, and it's just like who put this in? Like, were they thinking that, maybe one day it would have to be changed out, like, or people would come across it? You think we would notice? Like, it's just crazy.
I'm very I'm very annoyed right now because we're probably just gonna put it back up and patch it because like we deal with a lot of like I said, restaurants. So their duct runs through drop ceilings, right? So you gotta get up
Hmm.
to the ceiling, you gotta move the tiles over, and then you have a whole other
Oh my
section,
gosh,
right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Hmm.
there's one that has like actual indoor units in there, and I don't want to replace them. So we're trying to get them. They're old, but I'm trying to fix them as much as I can because I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with that. But like for the most part, they're RTUs. They run the duct in the drop ceiling. We see a lot of duct
Hmm.
board. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, it's sheet metal over here. I'm like, no, it's duct board. Like in my area, it's all duct board. So
Yeah. No, we compress a lot of ductboard too.
we had some that fell apart. Like they just fell off the unit, like the return and supply, right? The trunks.
Oh,
So
yeah.
not I got to get up like 20 feet into this drop ceiling and figure out how to put it back
Ugh.
up. And I'm just pissed because I don't see any hanging straps or anything. So they didn't support it whatsoever. And like,
Oh
I don't
man.
know, 10 years later, whatever it is now,
Yeah.
like it just fell. And now we got to deal with
Yeah.
it, right? I'm so upset because basically, just to get them by, all we're going to do is like put it back up, get that strap on there, right? Support it, and then like
Mhm.
just mastic and tape the shit out of it just to get it going.
Yeah.
I also want to thank our new sponsors, CallRail. So I've been more into marketing and just online presence with our business, even though we only do commercial. Word of mouth is really good for any business. But once you get to a place where you want to be, a big name online or just anywhere, be recognizable, like I said, online presence, have a nice website, be able to be searchable in Google and all these different search engines, and just have a big presence. You need to know where to spend your money. And all I'm going to say is that CallRail can help you track that if that's something that you're interested in. CallRail can tell you, hey, these are not working so much. These are working really good. Stop spending your money here. Put more money and effort into this, and just be smarter about what you spend. So make sure you go by callrail.com. They do have a no risk free trial and you can check it out for yourself. I also want to thank another new sponsor, Residio. Basically, they help with a sustainable home and they make it a safer, cleaner, and smarter home. They have so many things that work together. They were showing me the new thermostats that they have going on, how it's implemented together, and all these different little, smart devices that connect and talk to each other. So if you want to learn more, head over to residio.com and check it out for yourself.
And
Doing commercial when you started, what
mhm.
what kind of commercial? Because like I do light commercial, so I stick to restaurants, anything under like 20 tons.
It was, yeah, it was the same thing. It was a bunch of
Okay.
restaurants. The company I was at, we did our biggest contract was Cracker Barrel, so that was grease fun all the time.
It's hectic there, isn't it? Like a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
people.
Cracker Barrel. Yeah, yeah. Cracker Barrel, there's a lot. And I mean, we did a lot of like little food chains like Five Guys and the Wendy's and stuff like that. So,
I like
um,
the smaller ones or the fast food
mhm,
stuff because it's a little easier. Because like I've worked in restaurants like IHOPs and stuff like that, and
mhm,
I'm assuming you worked in the kitchen. You worked on all the equipment, like different kinds
mhm.
of equipment there. You're getting
Yeah.
constantly stepped over, and you're in the
Oh
way,
my
and
gosh.
and
Yep.
you're rolling around the floor. That kind of work.
Yeah. Literally, yeah, grease mess all the time. It's just, yeah, and I really did enjoy working there, and I wish, I was able to have an extended time there. I got hired on by them, and I was working there for a little bit, a couple months, and were ready to get me a van and everything like that. Kind of moved me up, and they're like, "Hey, can we see your license?" So I'm like, "Okay." So I give 'em my license, and in high school, I had some accidents, and those came in and bit me in the butt pretty hard. So
Mm.
they had to let me go because they couldn't get me in a van. So
Oh,
that's
okay,
what
yeah,
kind of, yeah, started my peak adversity in the trade, like, getting to just find a job, because then it was, I would, put my, resume out to 20 different companies and explain, and no one wanted to have me just riding in the van and just being a ride along. So it was tough. And then I was like, all right, so I guess supply house it is. So when I went in, I got the job at the supply house, and I was gonna start Monday. And my mom called me. She's like, hey, there's someone at the church who has a company, and he's willing to hear you out and see what he could do for you. So Sunday we go into church. I talk to him, and he's like, we'll use you on installs. Like, I'll get the most out of you on installs, and you just ride along with the lead installer, and you guys will just knock them out. And I'm like, I wanted to be in the trade so badly. I was desperate. I was like, whatever the
yeah,
case is, I took a pay cut and everything. I'm like, I don't care. I want to learn. I know it'll benefit me in the long run. And I, I ended up emailing the supply house, and the next day I'm like, hey, I found a infield job. I'm sorry, guys.
yeah.
Like, I hated doing that, but it is what it is. And then I worked there for a little while, and it just, you think you hop into somebody at church. It didn't work out the way I thought it was gonna work out. But my buddy called me up, and he's like, we're getting super busy now, going into the second year. We need you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, let's do it. So, they got me in. The van situation was a little bit teeter-totter for a little bit, but we talked to insurance, and it all worked out, and he got me a van now, and he's definitely, they got me going as a technician right now. They put me in the fire even when I was a ride along. They're like, look, this is how you're gonna learn. So
Yeah.
that fire, and just being on a call for maybe 2 hours when it only maybe needed to be 1 hour, but
Mhm.
like that stuff has, the no training wheels brought me so much farther than there being there and like telling me what to do for every little thing. So it's
That
it's really been a blessing. It's worked out.
I was
Yeah.
a contractor in my mid 20s, early 20s, so I didn't really go work for like a big company and learn that way or anything like that. Like
Mhm.
I learned on the job, right? So,
Yeah.
uh like you said, and that's why I'm fine with it. I just need to be better about letting someone else do it, but like I'm in a rush a lot of the time, so I'm like just let me do
Yep.
it, right? Just
That's
let me do it.
yep.
Um but I remember when I started, like I said that too, like the experience is the best way, but I always took my time, and when I got my own calls, like, I was super, like, excited to get my own calls, right? So, I made sure I did it the right way and that I took my time. It might have taken me an extra hour or 2 or whatever it was. I've been on calls all day before and
Hmm.
figuring it out as I go, right? You're gonna get quicker, you're gonna get better at it. It's just those first, like, couple of years that you're learning, it's going to take you
Hmm.
longer. And a lot of people have to realize that, like you as the guy learning, but also the boss or whoever's training you, like you need to get that experience. You need to do that on your own. It's going to take a little bit longer, but then like, I mean, you're running your own calls now, right? Like you get to do your own stuff now.
Yeah,
So all
yeah.
that time that dedicated to that, now you're just
Hmm.
running out there, knocking these calls out.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely it was bumpy, but they trusted me, and that was big. And also, you know, the wintertime it was actually steady, but it wasn't like it was like one call after the other. So even if I was on a call and it would took a little longer and I was with them, it would worked out perfectly because they're like, all right, we're not rushing to do anything else. Just,
Yeah,
take your time. Yeah.
take
So
advantage
it's
because
exactly what I was
I
able to.
I thought
Yep.
we were gonna have that this winter coming into summer. It never
Mhm.
stopped. I was like so annoyed. Like
I seen that on the podcast you were talking. Yeah, it
I was like
just
so annoyed. I'm like the calls don't stop.
yeah,
I'm like going crazy over
yeah,
here, and I wanted to kind of
yeah.
hang back a little bit and let everybody else, but
Uh-huh.
I had to go in there and do all these calls. So it's picking
Yeah.
up, which is why we're hiring. This was before we hired. So,
Mhm.
we hired my cousin, we're gonna hire somebody else. So that should help us out there. But yeah, take advantage because like those slower times, those first few years is when you're gonna soak it up because if you don't, it's you don't want to be. And I've had guys on here that learn in the middle of summer. I'm like, that is hard to do. So
Oof. Yeah.
learn a little bit on the slower time.
Yeah, no, because you have definitely enough time between calls to just sit and actually like figure out the call you're on. You're not rushing to the next call, and it's not like you have five other calls lined up that day and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta I don't want to get out of work at
Yeah,
8 o'clock at night. So,
I don't
you
want.
know.
Yeah, I don't want this kid to take forever. Let's go.
Yeah, no, and I think, in hindsight, I think that's what it was at the first company was refrigeration's another beast. Like it's I didn't know anything about AC at all. And then also jumping into an apprenticeship with a refrigeration company where now you got to learn walk-ins and reach-ins and
Oh yeah.
ice machines and Hoshizakis and Manitowocks and all these different things. It's like it's not the same as just all right, it's a capacitor, let's move on. It's
Oh,
a
I
little
know.
more
Like
intense.
when I started, I did have somebody help me, but really quick, I had to go out on my own because I couldn't leave my dad hanging. I had to come and
Mhm.
um, once I got my license and everything, have to go full time with him. And every day, just going into somewhere new because we did hospitals, we did like
Mhm.
everything, schools and stuff. Every day, just walking in, I'm like, what am I looking at? Because it was always something different, and I'm like trying to figure it out on the spot, right?
Yeah.
Calling tech support, trying to figure out what does this, what does that, and part list,
Mhm.
and learning on the fly. Like, okay, do this, don't do that. It should work like this because refrigeration, the only thing like on AC units, you have that 5 minute delay. You have certain things that happen,
Oh my
right?
gosh, yeah.
And with the boards coming in, you might have some other safeties that you gotta wait it out or you gotta know the sequence.
Mhm.
In refrigeration, it's like every company does something different. So like all the ice machines, like you mentioned, ice machines, that's all I used to work on. Manitowoc
Yeah,
did things a certain way. Scotsman did
yep,
things a different way, and then Hoshizaki was completely
mhm,
different from those two. Like that
yep.
was always the fun part of it, figuring out how they work.
I enjoyed the ice machines. Doing maintenance on the ice machines, it was always cool. I think yeah, I've worked on Manitowocks. I've done maintenances for Hoshizaki, maintenances for Scotsman. And those were cool because the company I was at was saying like if you get good at these maintenances, you see the different parts and everything like that, like
Oh, that's
it'll
the
help
best way
you
to learn.
progress. Exactly. So like it would help me to progress into finally getting to do service for these companies and stuff like that. So um yeah, I do remember one time you know how they have clamps on those tubes, so it's guiding the water and stuff like that. And when you clean them, you take off the little C clamps or
Oh
whatever they
yeah,
are,
yeah.
and so yeah, so I think it
For
was
the
a
hoses.
Hoshizaki. Yeah, it was a huge Hoshizaki. It was in a Cracker Barrel. The lead tech said, "Hey, I'm gonna go outside and eat lunch. Just do this. maintenance. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the maintenance, right? So I'm cleaning up now. I'm putting it all back together, and I'm trying to move it, and I have it off,
Mm-hmm.
but I have it off just like the toggle switch, not like at the main breaker. So that was when I was also learning about, how electricity works. So when I was moving one of the tubes, and it's one of the only models I heard that is like this, it has two wires that come in. And so when I was moving the tube, it ended up touching the metal that was somehow going all the way back to the transformer. And I'm
Mm.
I'm doing my thing, and all of a sudden I hear beep, 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 and it doesn't sound good. And then I start seeing smoke, and I'm sitting there like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get fired. So I run outside and I come back in with the lead tech, and it's even worse. I mean, like half the kitchen just has smoke, like just like
Oh,
white smoke, not nothing on fire, but just white smoke. And we run, and we're just shutting off breakers, trying to figure out which one it is.
and
And
they're not
finally,
labeled, right?
no, of course
Yeah.
not. So we're literally just shutting off breakers, and finally we found it, and we looked and we took out this transformer, and it just looked like a ball of mush. It was just completely fried. And the lead service tech for the Tampa Bay area that we were located, because this company had different areas they'd cover. He calls me and he's like, I'm not even calling you to grill you. I'm not calling you to beat yourself up. You're probably killing yourself already. He's like, you're not fired. You're an apprentice. These mistakes happen. You know what I mean? So like it like took me by surprise, because I'm like, I was ready, like, all right, this is my last day.
To
Like
get like
you know what I
chewed
mean?
out and everything.
Yeah. And so he's like, there's nothing we could do. He's like, you learned a lesson. Now you know, and just, just you're not making these mistakes every day. You're not, burning up these parts every day. So it ended up being like a $300 transformer though. And I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
so bad. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I was gonna say
that
those
was
Hoshizakis are not cheap.
that was a big moment for me where I was like, wow, like this is no joke. So what did I do that night? Went home, I watched every electrical video you could think of on how it
Yeah,
works,
that
how
that's
how it's still
actually
getting power.
yeah, that's where I struggled a
Yeah,
lot. And my dad's in a
yeah,
like I benefited because my dad's the electrician, but I also like I was
yeah,
like, you do this or you do that. But after a while, I was like, okay,
yeah.
teach me how this works because I need to know, how to trace wire, how to figure out like
Hmm.
I don't want to short things because I mean it's a good lesson to learn, right? When you screw up, you're not gonna forget it. You're reliving
Oh
it
my
right
gosh,
now.
no.
It's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
vivid in your mind right now.
I'm sick right now talking about it.
Yeah, like you're not gonna forget these things, but those are the
Yeah.
things that teach you like to be better. So like even with me,
Hmm.
I've burned boards, I've burned holes through copper trying to, braze stuff together.
Yep.
And like as long as you don't do it again, it's a lesson learned, right? So
Hmm.
a lot of that's happened to me. I've been shocked so many times too. So I
Gosh.
am
Yes.
just careful or I double check or triple check now that make to
Hmm.
make sure I'm not gonna like because I've been there too. Like you go there for like a simple. That's the worst feeling. Like you said, like you go there for like a simple call or a cleaning or whatever it is, and then you
Hmm.
have to replace parts because you did something wrong, right? So that's always the worst
Hmm.
feeling. But
Yeah.
it's a lesson learned, and I
Always.
always tell people, and I was told this too. When I started I was told this and I just relay it to everybody else. Like if we break something, we can fix it. So like that happened
Mhm.
to you. I mean, it costs money, right? But they'll put that transformer back in and everything will be fine, right? They'll put it back together. It's working again.
Yep.
Customers taken care of usually. We've had those and the customer gets a free call or whatever it is. Like we don't charge for that, obviously. And we just explain to them, we made a mistake or something happened, right? You always cover for
Yeah.
them. But
Yeah.
like if you and someone else brought up to me like usually they called you there. Well, maintenance is a little different, but usually they call you there because it's already broken. So if you mess something up, like it's broken anyway. Like you're gonna fix it.
Hmm.
So don't
Yeah.
worry about it. That's always everybody's concern. It was my concern for the longest time. Like don't screw up. But
Hmm.
just when you're learning, that is what you need. You need the experience. You need the hands on, or you're just not gonna get it.
When I got to this company I'm at now, they took off those training wheels completely, and just let me touch everything, diagnose everything. Like it was like fire, 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 and then eventually it was like, all right, it's starting to click. It's starting to the gears are starting to move. I'm starting to feel a little more comfortable on each call. Like, like it's always the simple things too that like sometimes you go out on a call and you overlook. Like I was at a call and the unit wasn't turning on at all. And usually for me, that's always a little easy because it's like, all right, it just needs the voltage. Where is it losing voltage? And I'm doing the most and just looking here, looking there. It was the wire nut for the float switch that was loose and having a bad connection. And when I fixed it, everything popped on.
I'm going to interrupt really quick. This was such a great episode. It actually ran really long. So, what I'm going to do is cut it up into two parts. I didn't want to edit anything out. Next week, we'll talk about social media, what he did before HVAC, customer service, being a part of a small family business, and the next generation, the younger generation in the trades, and all that. You can look forward to that in the next part 2 episode. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and I appreciate everybody for watching and listening. We'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned for those clips. So, why
Yeah.
did you start posting online?
So honestly, was because I saw so many other TikToks and like other, like YouTubers like you and stuff like that make these videos. I always thought they were so cool, and I always wanted to be able to do that or
I
something
think
like
she saw
that.
the van and she's like, "That looks like yours." I was like, "No way," because I was like, "I haven't seen that." And then I saw it. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
okay."
love it. It's the best. I personally, I love it.
I see in the comments, like, I go look at everybody's stuff. Like, you get a lot of kids that are looking to get into the trades or just
Yeah.
starting out, and they're on YouTube, on TikTok. So it's always good to
Mhm.
see that. And I think this episode, this conversation kind of hit on a lot of good things for those people that are looking to get into it,
Yeah,
or
I hope
they
that's yeah, that was
or
my
they
goal
just
with this,
started.
definitely hoping.